What is happening, everybody? Horror DJ back with another video. Actually, it's the first time I've recorded anything in about a week or so. Yeah, I was playing on Operation Firestorm with a couple buddies, Scopage, who is a hell of a pilot. And, yeah, I'm bringing you a little bit of chopper gameplay. I edited out the first couple minutes of it. I think I died once or something, and, got a kill or two, but so as you can see off in the distance there's a chopper coming our way, and that's actually my buddy. I asked him if anybody was with him. He said no. I'm like, sweet, pick my ass up, see if you can get me over by B. As you know, it's A, B, and C on this map. It's three like semi-bus or bank bunkers. Jesus, I can't talk right now. And I hop in the jet or helicopter. Oh my God, it's been way too long since I've done one of these. Anyway, we pretty much rule the skies for the majority of this game. As you can see from him flying as low as he did, you know, he's a great pilot. One of the things about this game that people get frustrated with is if they're not a good driver, if they're not good at piloting the helicopters, if they're not good at piloting the jets. You know, if they suck at driving a tank or a Humvee or a Lav or any of those vehicles, if you're not good at driving it, you kind of feel useless a bit. But one of the things that you can do is hop in and be their gunner. You can try to be their eyes when they don't necessarily see everything. They're trying to concentrate and keeping you in the air and taking out as much that's in front of them as they can. For some reason in this game, my spotting button wasn't working as well as it should have. I was trying to spot stuff left and right, so I was having to actually talk. Hey, there's, you know, two guys to our left. There's a guy below us. You know, there's something behind us. You know, any of that kind of stuff. If I could see it and he didn't get a chance to see it. As the gunner in the attack chopper, you're basically looking through a turret, through the gun turret. And you know what? You know, I get quite a few kills with it, a lot of kill assists. I would spot something, and he would pretty much blow it up every time. Like I said, the guy's an amazing pilot. And anytime you get a good pilot, you know, you don't necessarily need your flares as often if they can fly you out of danger, if they can fly you out of the way of like a soul flame or anything like that. And we kept getting locked on and couldn't find where it was coming from right away. And it took us a little bit to figure out that eventually, you know, we did find the soul flame up on the mountain after we'd gone past it a couple times. You know, sometimes it was just a jet or a chopper that was locking onto us. He'd evade, and we ended up taking him out. I mean, it was... I usually don't have a whole lot of fun when I vehicle horror, but God, this was fun. I had a blast doing this, because we were just wrecking stuff up. He was using the missile pods and locking on and, you know, everything else. I didn't have a whole lot of stuff. I had the flares and I had the gun. As you see later on, I unlock another thing for the choppers, but I don't spend a whole lot of time in them. As a new person coming into Battlefield, it's quite intimidating, especially if you've read any of the message boards or anything. Noobs get out. Noobs don't fly choppers. Don't take our equipment if you don't know how to use it. But there's no real way of getting to use it. There's no way of learning for most things. The choppers themselves, if you want to be a pilot or a gunner, if you want to be good at either one, there is actually a co-op mission that you're in a chopper the whole time, and it really does help. Any advice at all, you know, find a buddy that wants to learn how to pilot, that wants to learn how to be a good gunner, and play that co-op mission as often as you can. Number one, it's challenging, but it's not overly challenging. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to fly around. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to get your bearings when you're inside the chopper without having to always go into third-person view. You know, it allows you to figure out what the different meters mean, what the different sounds mean. I mean, there's a different sound from when you lock on something to when somebody locks onto you. And a lot of times people that don't have a whole lot of experience in the choppers or in the jets will the first sound that they hear that might be a lock on, they immediately dump their flares. And all that does is allow the good players, the people that have the experience in the vehicles, all that does is give them the opportunity to, to just hold off a second, reset, and then blow you up. Because it's like an 11 seconds or so, 11, 12 something second respawn for your flares. So, if I can give you any advice, don't rely on the flares and don't dump them immediately. That's kind of why you have the gunner in the attack chopper anyway. They're supposed to be able to spot. They're supposed to be able to look around. Take out the people. Yeah, you can do some pretty good damage to the vehicles, but if you have a good pilot, they're going to take them out with missiles. You have to unlock all that stuff first, but practice it. Just keep practicing. My advice is find somebody who is a good pilot, hop in with them, make sure that they can hear you and you can hear them, because communication is a huge key to when you're in a vehicle. Whether it's a tank, whether it's a LAV, any of those, you got to have communication with your driver. Hop into a vehicle with somebody who's a good pilot and just try to kill as many things as you can. Try to spot as much as you can. They'll appreciate the spots. They'll appreciate you calling stuff out, and you'll gain a lot of experience in the vehicles, and it'll rank you up. And you don't just rank up if you're sitting in the pilot seat or if you're sitting in the gunner seat. You get the experience either way, and it unlocks stuff for both. So it's only going to make you a better player. And as you can see, no, we're not capping a ton of stuff. I think we capped, 1 or 2 flags or something in this. But we took care of a lot of their vehicles, a lot of their tanks, a lot of their players that were trying to run to the objectives. For our people on the ground, they had a clear run of it. And if you look at the final scores, we die, I think, in the chopper once. We get locked onto, can't outrun it, and end up getting blown up. But if you look at the final scores, we're the only ones that really have any kills, because our other team was able, the rest of our team was able to run around and just cap stuff. Cap stuff and defend, and that's one of the big keys on the bigger maps, or on the maps that have a lot of vehicles. If you're good at air support, if you can dominate the skies, you can also dominate the ground. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah, right there's where we got taken out by a tank that had locked onto us because we got locked onto by the Soul Flame. Even though I took out the Soul Flame, he'd already fired a shot, and we ended up going down. But yeah, 12-2. It's not like it was a beast gameplay, but if you look at the rest of the scores, nobody else had any kills. That's the end of the game, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If I can give you any advice at all, learn how to be a gunner first, and then play the co-op missions, and you'll rank up pretty quick. Have a good night, everybody.